Carter, Purdue basketball is trying to go where no college basketball program that I'm familiar with in my lifetime has gone before. Purdue's trying to go undefeated in the non-conference again, Carter. That's what they're trying to do. And the non-conference schedule has been released. We can go through the specific games on this schedule. Is definitely a very good one. I give credit to Purdue because just say it. Other schools in the state of Indiana haven't been so competitive with the way they've tried to build their schedules in recent years. Not the Boilermakers, not the national runner-up Boilermakers. They went undefeated in the non-conference regular season in 22, undefeated in the non-conference regular season in 23, undefeated in the non-conference regular season in 24. I mean, that's crazy. Like, seniors on Purdue have not lost a non-conference game in a Purdue uniform, and they'll have a chance to go for pure glory. I think this might truly be the first time this has happened with any program since we've been alive. I can't think of a team that's done that in the past. So here's the schedule: Grand Valley State, Texas A&M, Corpus Christi, Northern Kentucky. You would think win, win, win. Yale, Alabama, Marquette, Marshall. They're at the Rady Children's Invitational. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but BYU, Ole Miss, and NC State are there. Then they got Texas A&M, Auburn, and Toledo wrapping up the non-conference. Notably, most of those games are at home. Alabama's at Mackey Arena. Marquette is on the road. Texas A&M is in the Indy Classic, but that's a pseudo home game. And then Auburn is in Birmingham, Alabama. So kind of some weird schedule quirks. Definitely a fun schedule. Good schedule. Can Purdue go undefeated against this schedule again?
I think they can because look, Purdue is one of the best teams in the country. They are, and we know that they do have this hard non-conference schedule. I want to get some more information on what Auburn's student schedule looks like because even though that game is at Auburn, it's December 21st.
Yep.
I'm assuming like students aren't going to be on campus during
Oh,
that time.
is that a true road game?
Yeah.
No, I don't think it is. I think it's like a neutral because it would just
Oh,
say away on the schedule if it was
oh,
at.
you're right. It's a neutral.
I mean, as neutral as you can get in the state of Alabama.
Okay, but there's a
Yeah,
big difference between playing neutral game and playing at Auburn.
for sure.
When that place is rocking. So, they're able to get Alabama at home. They're able to challenge themselves while also like not just putting themselves in a complete death situation. Like I think that they're doing a good job of playing talented teams, but making sure like maybe it's away or I'm sorry, making sure it's a neutral game or a home game. And also, I think they're challenging themselves with different styles. Like the thing about Purdue is there's this narrative that their backcourt can't handle like other tough backcourts. Marquette has Cam Jones. They have a good backcourt. Bama's going to have one of the better backcourts as well with Mark Sears in the fold. Auburn's really good defensive backcourt. Texas A&M has really good guards as well, Wade Taylor. So I think they're doing a good job of challenging themselves while also giving themselves a chance to, do the whole Purdue non-conference thing. Like it's a very real world where they do it again, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think there is too. Can we rank the games that are most challenging? Like, is Alabama at Mackey the hardest game here? I mean, you'd think the Mackey Arena boost is big, but Alabama's definitely the best team on the schedule.
I would say the hardest game is Texas A&M.
Really?
I think given the placing of the game, like it's after the invitational, but like before Auburn, you're maybe not trying to look ahead a little bit. To me, that one's a little bit trickier.
Texas A&M and Indy is the hardest game on this
Is it?
schedule?
I need to know where it is in Indy.
I would assume it's at the NBA arena, whatever it's called,
Okay, never mind.
Cambridge.
Sorry. Take it back. If it's at Cambridge, then no. They
I
don't
mean,
really.
I could be wrong, but within state lines. We know how confident we are in Braden Flashcart. We saw this last week.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. But the placement of that game, you know what I'm
Just
saying? Like
timing is weird.
December, we're looking forward to. I mean, honestly, the hardest one obviously is going to be Auburn. It's in Birmingham. It's right before Christmas. Like that's got to be the toughest one.
Here's the one I would circle. I mean, I think you're looking at realistically 4 games that are like dicey to lose, right? Alabama at home. Alabama might be the best team in the country. That's tough, no matter where it's played. Marquette on the road, true road environment, the only one of its kind against a top 25-ish team. And then Texas A&M and Indy and Auburn the week of Christmas in the state of Alabama. Those would be the 4 games I would circle. What I will say is this. I don't think we know any of those teams are good except for Alabama. Texas A&M wasn't great last year, especially in the non-con. They were a disaster. Auburn, we think is good. We know Janai Broom's really good, but we don't know what those guards are going to be. Like they may not be a top 25 team. Alabama's awesome. And Marquette has Cam Jones and a bunch of role players we like, but we don't know what they're going to be without Tyler Kolek and Oso. If I was circling one of those games, I really think Purdue has a chance to run the table again. I truly do. If I was circling one of these games, it would be Marquette at Marquette right after Alabama.
Marquette right after Alabama.
Like, let's say you're going through this and you start the season 4-0. You got Alabama at home. Mackey Arena's a sellout. It's jumping. Braden Smith masterpiece against Mark Sears, and you get a marquee home win. All of a sudden, all the talking heads like, oh, Purdue, how did we sleep on Purdue? They should be a top 5 team in the country. And then 4 days later, you got to go on the road against Shaka Smart and Cam Jones. Like that feels like the trap spot if there's a trap to be trapped in. I think they beat Texas A&M. I think they beat Auburn. I would take Purdue to beat Alabama at home. Marquette's the one that scares me most.
I mean, I could see that. And obviously Marquette has a really good home court advantage as well. So I'm sure that game will be rocking. We were kind of robbed of Braden Smith, Tyler Kolek. Only if Tyler Kolek could have had one more year.
For sure. How many games do they lose in this non-conference schedule?
2.
2? Okay, what are the 2?
I think they lose to Bama, and I think they lose to Auburn.
Bama and Auburn.
You're going to do it, aren't you? If you're going to do it, just do it, damn it.
I'm just playing through the scenario where I do it in my head and making sure I like that I did it. Yeah, I got Purdue going undefeated in this season.
Oh, good
in the non-conference. Then I have, just to be clear, to reiterate, I think they do not win the Big Ten, and Indiana wins it by multiple games. But this non-conference schedule, I think Purdue does the Purdue thing where they just win every non-conference game for forever.
Wow.
Yeah. Cart, you know what I love about you?
That I'm handsome?
You're reliable. I can count on you. You know, honestly, you remind me of Aaron Henry a little bit. Remember when, like, you know, their back was against the wall, nothing was going right, and man just showed up every day. He didn't make excuses. There were no problems. There were just solutions.
Sounds like me.
That's you. And it also reminds me of Duncan Mechanical Solutions, because if you're looking for quality furnace repair, look no further than the heating and air experts that you can trust. Comfort and quality are their standard. They're an HVAC company that serves Northeast Indiana and Southern Michigan, whether it's heating and air conditioning, plumbing, kitchen and bath remodeling, or emergency services when you need them most. Duncan Mechanical Solutions has reliable service that you can count on. Cart, remember when your basement almost exploded?
I remember when my basement almost exploded. I remember when my furnace itself was acting funny. I remember when my AC was acting funny. I wish I had Duncan in my back pocket. I wouldn't have to worry about it.
But yeah, I mean, I've never been anywhere in northern Indiana or southern Michigan that hasn't been perfectly cool or perfectly warm, depending on when the day called for. And that's because of Duncan Mechanical Solutions. They are the presenting sponsor for the month of July. Shout out to Duncan Mechanical Solutions. Go to duncanmechanicalsolutions.com to learn more.